Hey guys, welcome back. It's Shelby, and today I want to try out a floral hack that a friend who used to be a florist gave to me. I'm very excited to try it out today. I have a beautiful bouquet of white lilies and yellow roses next to me. I've been enjoying it for about a week, week and a half, maybe even two, actually, now that I think about it. And some of my roses are starting to wilt a bit. They're not getting crispy or anything, they're just getting little soggy heads on them, you can see, like sideways, as opposed to the other ones that are sticking straight up still. So the idea of this hack is to leave the beautiful straight ones as they are and get the wilty ones to perk back up. Basically, she said it is a last-ditch effort if you need beautiful perky roses and you buy them like before an event and then they start wilting on you and you're like, no, I need these roses for an event. Apparently there's a way to bring them back to life. So if you submerge the roses in ice water, which I happen to have a pan of just in front of me, horizontally, and make sure there's no bend in the neck of the bud, then after about 20 minutes or so, it'll be nice and straight when it comes out. Basically, as far as I can tell, you're just like freezing it into position, but we're gonna give it a try today because I have a couple roses that are looking just a little bit sad and I wanna see what it does. So hopefully it can bring them back to life for me. If not, I'll let them dry out and dry them on my fridge like I do with most of my other roses, but I'm excited to give this hack a try, and let's get started. So first off, what I'm going to do is carefully select my wilted roses while leaving my perky ones alone. So this one is wilted. Objectively and categorically wilted. So we are going to put this in, oh no, it's too long. Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, hold up. I'm just going to bring this down so you guys can see it. Put this here for now so that it's in water, and go get some scissors because this isn't gonna work if they don't fit. Okay, I've got my scissors, I've got my pan of water in front of me, and I'm just going to snip off enough that the flower head fits completely in here. And that probably wasn't enough. I'm gonna have to lose so much of my flowers. Sadness. Okay, so I'm going to turn them upright, and I will change the camera angle so you can see, but basically I'm just turning them upright. I need to weigh them down, so I chose silverware. I have some heavy utensils, so I'm gonna do that and just kind of make sure that the bud is, has a straight neck. So we're gonna put the base of the butter knife, which is my chosen tool in this endeavor. This water is cold. And yes, I understand it's ice water. Please don't come back at me like that in the comments. I know it's cold, but like it's really cold to be chilling your hands in here. I kind of thought they would go down much more easily. The bud just wants to float. Okay, whatever, it's cold water. I've got the base under there. The neck of the flower is underwater. I wonder if that's enough. She did say like submerge the whole thing, so I'm gonna go with no. Maybe it'll be easier once I get a couple more roses in here. This one is very wilty, so we're gonna pull this guy out, give it a trim. So this one right here is wilty, but this one is gorgeous and still straight and beautiful. So I'm gonna leave that one completely alone. Oh look, little offshoots of leaves are growing. I love that, it's so cute to see. Oh no, it's past the point. I'll do this one diagonally so I can leave them. I gotta cut right beneath them though. Honestly, I always get so excited when I see those little leaves because I'm convinced my roses are going to like sprout new roses and just be like super cool and ever-living roses, and I can like plant them and all that, and it's never the case. They always just like wilt a few days after the rose buds do, but I'm keeping up hope. I'm just gonna put a bunch of knives on here until they become super sinkable. Wow, that's like all of them. I'm out of silverware. I have no more silverware to use. Okay, we're gonna try this. The heads are submerged, so that's good. Do I have any more wilted ones? You are kind of, we're gonna get a pass. This one, the petals are wilted, but the stem's not, so I'm just gonna like rip off the wilted petals and we just won't tell anyone. There we go. So this is my now beautiful bouquet. The lilies, man, lilies live forever. I got them and there were a couple bloomed and they've been blooming basically daily since, and then I still have a few buds. This one is like completely closed up, and with my experience is that they are the last of the flowers in any bouquet, and then like they literally live until the last ones bloom and die. Like they live for weeks and weeks and weeks, like probably a month if you take really good care of them and change the water, all that good stuff. So yeah, these still have quite a bit of life left. If you're wondering why they look a little bit weird, I always pull the pollinated things off of them. I heard it makes them last longer. I don't know if that's true or not. What I do know is that they are covered in like a dark brown or orange powder, and if they drop down, they will stain anything they touch. So when it's a little bit more bloomed than, I saw one that's on its way, than this one. So this one's not quite there, but when it opens up a little bit more, but it's in no way full, I go in there and I rip them all out. I don't hurt this thing. I just pull them off the top, throw them away, wash my hands really good, because I'm pretty sure lilies are poisonous as far as I know. And I don't want to accidentally put my hand in my mouth or touch food or anything, so I wash them right away. And then I don't have anything staining it, and I'm convinced the flowers last longer. But yeah, so they are beautiful. I'm gonna let my roses chill. Sorry, couldn't help myself, in the ice water for 20 minutes. The whole pan's freezing, and then we will come back and see what we're left with. This is the aerial view of the knives holding down the flowers in the ice water that I promised you, just so you can kind of see what I was working with. The flower heads are super buoyant. They need a lot of weight on them to keep them down in the pan in the water. Okay, so we are back. The roses should be very much cold by now. I have a new vase full of a little bit of water because I think the old vase is going to be too tall for them now. I laid out a towel because they're going to be wet, and so are my knives. And basically we're just gonna see what we end up with. So I'm gonna start by taking out these silverware as best as I can. The petals do look a little bit smushed, but we will see if they come back. So here is the first one. I'm gonna do dupe, dupe, just kind of shake it out a little bit. I don't know if this was one of the more floppy ones or not, but it's certainly not super floppy right now. They are cold, I can tell that. So I don't know how long they're going to stay perky either, because I don't know if it's just a matter of being frozen and as soon as that wears off, they're going to droop again, or this one actually looks really good. That one looks really, really nice and tall. The neck, I can see, I'm gonna get in some water. I can see that it was a little bit droopy, but isn't drooping so much anymore. Let's put this back where you can see it now. And then we'll just get these all out and kind of dry it a little bit and in there so that we can evaluate them without starving them from water for too long. I know some of the roses that I put in the water bath weren't super droopy, while the others were. So I think I'm just going to evaluate them on a whole rather than coming out one at a time, because there's no way for me to know which one was which. I don't remember. I'm gonna clean this up and we're gonna do a close-up on the roses and see the results. Okay, so I cleaned up my workspace a little bit and we're going to evaluate the roses. You can see they're still wet. It hasn't been a lot of time. On the whole, they do look pretty good. Some of them are still droopy. I'm gonna have to review the footage to see if they're as droopy. And also, I don't know how long it's gonna last, even if they've perked up a bit. I know some of them have definitely perked up. Like these two look basically brand new. They're standing tall, they're very strong, they feel like they have a decent amount of tension. This one, when I push the bud, has a lot of tension. This one less so, but it definitely has some to it. This one, actually it's at an angle, but there's a fair amount of tension to it. And that is one thing my friend told me, is that they have to be horizontal because they will stay in whatever shape you leave them in. And with mine, the weights weren't consistent, and when I put them in, the rosebuds did float, and then I tried to weigh them down. Maybe it just froze in that position, but this one's pretty floppy. This one right here, you can see, really, really floppy. So it didn't work for this one, but that's fine. It did seem to work for most of them, shockingly. It shouldn't be shocking because she told me it would work, but at the same point in time, I wasn't sure if it would or not. So I'm gonna leave these out for a bit and just see if they start drooping the same day or if I can get another day out of them. Either way, she did say it was a hack that works for her, and that other florists sometimes employ this if the roses are wilting too soon, the day of an event, that, you know, maybe the roses came in a little earlier, just came in a little like wilted or heat exhausted. I don't think it's meant to bring roses that are dying back. I think it's more just like if they were fresh, but, you know, extended periods of no water and just need to be revived a little bit before put in the water. Either way, I think it worked pretty well for me. I'm not gonna say whether or not the hack works or not, because if it works for her and maybe I'm doing it wrong, then I really can't judge. All I can say is whether or not it's worked for me so far. With at least some of them, it seems to have, but I will know more in a couple hours. Either way, thanks so much for watching the video. I will be sure to put a little timeline at the end as to when they start drooping again. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I'll see you here again soon, and bye for now. Okay guys, so this is the next morning. The roses still look really perky. They look really healthy and nice. The ones with the drooping petals I noticed had drooping petals yesterday, so I'm not super worried about that, but they look pretty good. I do notice there's a little bit of browning on the edges. I'll pull up the regular roses in the vase that weren't submerged in a second so you can see the difference, but that's the only thing I can see so far. Otherwise, they look good. Here is the, well, now wilting rose from the original, but you can see that the edges are not brown. And this is the second day. You can see actually they're standing up pretty well, which is nice, but you can see over here the roses definitely don't look fresh, so I don't know if this is what they would have looked like normally or if the ice water sped along the drooping drying of the petals. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you here again soon.